Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 2 of Inside Football. And this season is going to be pretty much more different, I'll say. And the main reason for that is because now, for every episode, we'll have a new guest. And most importantly, those guests, like Timos, are football players who are playing for our club. And even more importantly, they are from all over the world. They are from South America, from Australia, Africa, Europe, from everywhere in the world, and they will share their own stories and experiences and the background that they have so that you guys can learn from their experience and mistakes. And our first guest today is Timos, our player from Greece, and Ali, as usual, our technical director. Let's start.
Yeah, I mean, it's important that, last season we brought you inside information from the experts, but from my point of view, you need to hear it from the football players who are going through it, who've been through it, to share with us their stories and expertise. Timos, do you want to introduce yourself to the guys?
At first, I want to say a thank you for the invitation. And also, I'm Timos, I'm 22 years old, I'm from Greece, and more specific from the city of Patras. I have a football family background. My father was also a professional football player. So, yeah.
Tell us about that one. How's it growing up with a dad who's a football player?
It's tough because if it's also your role model, you can't avoid. You must play football. Even you don't want, you must be in football.
Is it positive pressure or negative, you think, or both?
It depends the personality of the child. For example, my father was strict because, for example, I wanted to party, and he told me, no, you're not gonna party tomorrow. You have game, so you'll stay at home. Even you want, either you want, you don't want.
Okay.
But
so
do you think it was good?
Yeah, it was good for me because right now I went into the right path, and that's why I'm here right now.
At what age have you started to play football?
I started playing football since I could even speak properly. I couldn't speak properly, so 8, 10, maybe 8.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Where did you start? Like in your brothers or family? How did you start?
My dad was a coach in an academy, and I started there. I was start training with my dad. So when I grew up, I went in a 4th division team. At the age of 16, 15, I went to a 4th division team. So my first steps were there. I started getting minutes, and all of a sudden, at the age of 18, I became a professional football player.
Nice.
So you are from Greece. What's the football like in Greece? Is it number one sport? How popular it is? What's the infrastructure?
Yeah, the situation in Greece is complicated because at one point everyone loves football, is the number one sport, but also they hate it because there's a lot of corruption. So football in Greece sucks because for Greek young players, there's no future there because they don't trust them. As you can see, the 1st division of Greece, there are 10 foreigners, 1 Greek player. So there's no space for us to play. So we need to get out of Europe, out of our country, to try something new.
You think that's lack of belief in players or lack of talent?
No, it's lack of belief of players. In Greece we have a lot of talent, but because of the people we are surrounded, they don't take care of young talents. The only thing that they want is to earn money from them. So it's more like a business, not like a take care of.
Develop talent.
Yes.
Even in the small clubs like the 4th division?
No. In the 4th division, it's not like this. It's more amateur. The level is more amateur. But when you go in the 3rd, 2nd, then the things are like you swim with sharks.
It's interesting because we talked about this in general about football, because the paradox of football is every club needs to make and sell players if you're not the top clubs. Yet in Greece, they don't want to do that, which is crazy. How are they going to make money?
Exactly. Invest to a player is the best thing you can do for your club, because that's how your club will become famous. Also, you'll earn money. But I don't know what they are thinking there in Greece. They're like more than fixing matches than invest to players.
Oh wow, crazy.
You've shared with us some good story about your way to signing your first professional contract at the age of 18 with a club called Panahaiken, I think, yeah? Can you share about that and why it happened or didn't go the way you planned?
Okay, at first, Panathinaikos is one of the most famous teams in Greece, very popular, and it's in my local town, my local team, my city. I had a very good 1.5 year there. I share my daily routine with very big personalities, very big names. But even if I didn't get a lot of minutes, it was a very big, huge experience for me. You know, this team was a big school for me, and the thing didn't go as planned because, as I told you before about corruption, the coach called Dimitris Eleftheropoulos. It's a very big name in Greece with a big career in Olympiacos, national teams, AC Milan, players. He played with players like Zedorf, Gattuso, Pirlo, Nesta, Maldini in the high stages, you know. And he was trusting me. He trusted me, but the president had other plans for me, like bringing his nephew
So what he
get
said,
rid of me.
so basically coach liked you,
Yes,
he was all
coach
good.
liked me. Yes, coach liked me, but other reasons under the table wanted to get rid of me. So
You even went on a preseason with them, right?
Yes,
So
yes, I
everything
went to a
was going well.
preseason. I played all the games, starting 11. I had very good performances, but yeah.
How when the director came to you, just said, sorry, we don't need
No
you?
director, the president came straight away to me and he said, look, we don't need you here anymore. Find the club and leave.
And then this nephew haven't played, right?
Yes,
'Cause he's-
yes, it was 6 months just training, nothing else.
But let's expand on this point because nepotism, as we call it, happens right across the world. Okay, and Southern Europe is particularly for that. How do you take news like that? You know, because you told us before that we started the interview, the coach came, he said, "I trust you. You're a young player. I'm going to play you. You're versatile. You can play 3 different positions like you do for us." And so everything is going smooth, and you're going that way. How does that conversation even go down? How do you take that?
At first, I was frustrated. Mentally, I was very down. But my father was the reason I came up again. He tried to encourage me, and he just told me that everything happens for a reason, and just believe, and something better will come.
How does that happen? The president call you to his office and say, "Can we have a meeting?" Straight, just like that.
Yes. No, he came in the stadium.
Uh-huh.
And he told me, "Tim, I want to talk to you privately." I said, "Okay." I knew what he's going to tell me. I knew because we don't have something else to talk about. And yes, he told me just, "We don't want you anymore. We are full. Our roster is full. So find another team.
Wow.
You can train with us until you find another team." And I had 5 days before the transfer window ends. I
Right,
had
Jesus.
5 days to find another team. That was crazy.
And what did the coach do or say? I know he's only got so much power, but
Yes, he told me I did everything. He just doesn't like you.
wow, this is football. Crazy. And what did you do? How did you find another club? What was plan B?
There was no plan B. It was only plan A because the things was as planned. So I had no worries about this. But all of a sudden, I had 5 days to find another team, which was very difficult because, 5 days before the window closed, all the rosters are full.
Yeah.
There's no space for players. So
I think the picture of football in Greece is pretty much similar to many other countries. Corruption, nepotism, you are a good player, but it doesn't, decide everything because there are factors you are not controlling in. So Dubai, we're now sitting in Dubai, you are playing for our team in Dubai. The Greece is here, Dubai is here. How it came through, why it's like that, why you're in Dubai.
Okay, at first I got persuaded by the project that runs right now in TFA with a coach with top class experience. with TD, who also into football, and is a serious businessman. So it was very easy, the decision to come here, because when someone wants to invest in you, this is the best thing a footballer can hear, a young football player can hear.
Tell us about your agent's role in this, because I think it's important for young guys. Why you got out of Greece. You explained that the Greek situation is not very good. So it's important for players across the world that if you don't make the step up, to have a plan B. And then how did your agent help with this?
Okay, for sure. If the plan A doesn't go as planned, you need a plan B, of course. So that's how a good agent needs to help you. And from my point of view, I had a good agent who had the connections to get me out of my country, because if the plan A doesn't work, you have to get out of the country and find a way after to come back, So, yeah, my agent had a very good connection with the president of EPC, and I came here, I signed, everything's good.
Look, I'd like to pick up that point for the guys in particular. From my old recruitment days, we used to always say, always be looking. If you're in a position or in a job, you should always have an eye on the market. For football players, this is a must. Because if you take your story, you're in the club, your hometown club, you've made the starting 11. Yeah, in a million years, you don't think I'm leaving. I'm just going this way. But you have to always have a plan B in football. You have to always think the inevitable in football. Because coaches change, presidents change, form changes, injuries come. And the story of a lot of the guys in your team is similar. That all of a sudden, oops, I've got to get out. And widening the horizon of, we spoke to a lot of Greek players before you came. You're one of the brave ones, because a lot of Greek guys don't want to leave Greece. This is something we come across a lot, right? Greek players don't want to leave Greece because they don't think that there's a world out there. And actually, there was a Greek player that came before you who went straight back because he couldn't adapt culturally or in the psychology. So I just tell the players, this is very important. Your story is very important, that have a plan B. Have your agents always looking for alternatives, because you just never know in football. Never know how it happens.
And I think the bravery, because as Ali said, there was even one who came and went back. You came and decided to stay. Why is it? Is it like a big mentality issue in Greece that the players feel like a comfort zone in Greece?
Yeah. People in Greece are satisfied with the things that they have, and they think that this is the ultimate thing that they can have. So they think there's no world outside Greece, but there is. And that's the problem, that's the issue that Greek players have mentally, that when you are satisfied, you don't want more. Yes, you don't want to develop. You don't want to aim higher. Yeah, so you stay in your comfort zone. But growth only happens when you get outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's interesting. Football players, I used to tell the guys when I was a coach, always have your bag ready. As a football player, you have to have your bag ready. Have it packed. You don't know. Even with you at the moment, we have interest from some clubs. We don't know where you're going to go in the world. Have your bag ready and just go. Because you got to take the opportunity when it comes in football.
As you always say, there's no luck in football and in life. It's prepared means opportunity, and you definitely lucky in a way that you had a good agent who had connections, because as we talked in a previous episode, there are a lot of my uncle, my nephew, my dad and brother is my agent. And of course, you're a Greek player from Greece. Obviously, they will not find you anyone outside, but you got lucky with an agent. But again, there's no luck. You was prepared. You took this opportunity. But there are also, I think, the stories, and some stories of the players who were brilliant, super talented, but never went to their potential level because of some issues, maybe like agent related.
Yeah, I have a friend back in Greece, a very good friend. His name is Christos. He played for Olympiacos, national teams, and he was one of the biggest talents in Greece. And all of a sudden, his agent called him that he has an offer from Eindhoven.
PSV Eindhoven,
PSV
from
Eindhoven.
Netherlands.
Yeah, exactly. And so he asked him to cancel his contract with Olympiacos, which this is mad. If you have a contract with Olympiacos, don't cancel it. You play national team. You are training with the first team. Yeah, and so he asked Olympiacos to cancel his contract, and they did it. after 1 month, and he had only 2 days to find another team. But as his agent said, he already has a club for him, PSV Eindhoven, but it was a lie. And all of a sudden, this player from the highest level went to the
Lowest possible.
lowest possible.
Wow. Where did he end up going? Where did he go after this?
He went third division in Greece.
Oh, wow.
And when I mean third division, I mean terrible pitches, terrible salaries. It was
It's like amateur
Nothing.
almost level, yeah. Not
yeah,
pro.
it was amateur. No, it was amateur level.
Pure amateur.
Pure amateur level.
And how old was he when this happened?
It was 18.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, we talked about this in, I think, last season. We talked about snakes and ladders. Your football career is like snakes and ladders. If you get the snake, this is perfect example. You know, he's gone from Olympiacos to the third division. Has he recovered, I hope? Is he back? Or
Yes,
what's he
now
doing?
he's playing second division and he's doing well. He tried to go back up again.
Wow.
And
Wow.
you know the saddest part, he didn't have any injury or something like that. So he physically the same top class player. It's just this one mistake. Maybe I think it's a grit that was driving him, because if you're in Olympiacos, for me, if it was Milan, of course, maybe I would go. But PSV and you already have Olympiacos. I think it's just grit.
Was the deal bigger money? Is what I mean trying to say?
Not big man. It was the opportunity that playing PSV,
Netherlands.
playing in a Europe in a team in Europe like Netherlands. PSV is
Yes, it's a
huge.
step up for sure.
Yes, it's a step up for
It's
sure.
a step up, and this will take him to Premiership or something.
Exactly,
What
exactly.
position was this guy?
He was number 10.
Oh wow, wow, interesting. Sad story, full of them.
Yeah, but let's move to some positive stuff as well. So you are in Dubai, you are playing professionally, you're a professional football player. Please share something about your day in the life of a football player for you, how it goes.
Okay, for example, we wake up 8, we eat breakfast. At 10, we go in training.
The breakfast you cook yourself, how you do? Is it has to be like nutrition stuff? Protein?
Yes. Nutrition stuff, proteins, peanut butter, all of these protein things. After we get prepared to go training, it depends, 1.5, 2 hours training. After we come back in the hotel, we rest, we go in the pool, we go in the gym, stretch. It's good for us to recover from this training session. We rest, we eat good. Our nutrition again, and after in the evening we go gym. We have our personal trainer that take care of us. We have every player has a program, his own program, so that's good for our development.
About that, when you just came to us, like around 3-4 months ago, you was much more skinnier. And now look at you, how it went. In the 3 months, you got like 7 kgs of muscle, right? Something like that.
Yes, it's something impossible for me. I could never imagine that I can gain so many weight in so little space,
But what are the reasons? What are the factors?
Is that I'm surrounded by people that take care of me. Like the president, he hired a personal trainer for all of us, also a nutritionist, and compared to these two, they try to give us the perfect program so we can be fit and ready to perform, but not in this level, to perform in the highest level.
Oh, yeah, so already pro level preparation.
Exactly, it's pro level preparation.
And this is interesting, again, to go back to what Timo said earlier, about in Greece, they don't care for you, which makes no sense, because the whole point is if you get a young football player who's talented, and Timo's been fantastic for us since he's arrived. I think he played every game so far. If you don't invest in making this asset the optimal asset, then what's the point? And this is where a lot of youth football goes wrong. Because what football does, and we talked about this every time in this episode, they look after the number 10, that guy that is supposed to go to PSV Eindhoven, and ignore the 99% of the others. But you don't know which one of these guys will be the guy. So I think Timo what he's trying to highlight there is that put yourself in an environment or a team that cares for you. And look, we love to hear compliments about our team, but it's not just one of us. There's 6-7 guys around the team here, from the coach to the physio to even the reserve team coach. Everybody's pushing for you. So success becomes more and more, achievable than where they put you in a club and
And
that's
it becomes a standard,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I think you are right now like in a very good place, because I think the main reason you came to Dubai is to jump back to Europe. So to get the environment, as you mentioned, great environment, get yourself prepared physically, tactically, in all the ways, and then go back to Europe to the highest level, even better than Greece. But maybe in your past, have you had any moments that you feel like you should have done differently? Maybe like you regret decision that could have went a bit in a different direction?
No, to be honest, I didn't regret nothing till now in my career because it wasn't up to me. All the decisions, it was not up to me. It was others that was making the decision for me. So no, I didn't regret nothing.
It wasn't in your power.
It
you
wasn't
mean,
in
to
my
change
power.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it wasn't in my power to change these things. So
Let's pick this up. Let me give you power and say change Greek football. What do you change? Where do you start?
I don't know which one to.
No, but it's true. Greece has not done anything significant since they won the Euro. Very luckily, by the way. But you won the Euro, I think 1-0 every game. But since then, Greek football is literally on the decline because there's no young talent coming.
Not only because of this, it's also because of our currency. Because we have a lot of financial issues, so that this thing doesn't help the teams. To pay the salaries, to have good locker rooms, even the simple things,
Basic stuff.
the
basically,
basic stuff like the training kits, to the balls, to the more basic things that you can imagine. So this doesn't help the teams. The government basically doesn't help the teams, so the teams cannot help us.
But the top teams are still in Europe, and European money still goes out. Yeah, so the top 4 clubs in Greece are big clubs, and they all play in Europe.
Yes, but forget about these clubs because none of Greek players they're playing in these clubs. There are only 1 or 2 players that they play in these 4 big.
So would you
clubs.
change the limit, the quota, like having 6 Greek players, 5
Yeah.
foreigners, like
More
that?
Greek players, like the 6, 7 players. And
Open it up for the youth, basically.
yes, open that for the youth.
But a club like Olympiacos is a famous club, obviously. So where's their youth development? Where's the programs? Where are their youth players?
The young players they play in the second team, and in Olympiacos B.
Oh, wow.
And this team plays in the second division. It's full of young players. All the players that they can't go in the first team and play, they go in the second team. So to get minutes, play, because otherwise, if there's no B teams, these talents disappear from the world
Oh,
of
wow.
football.
Sad story for Greece.
Yeah, but this was a good thing about the big teams, 4 big teams in Greece, because it's very difficult for a young player in the age of 19 to join the first team, with which in this first team is players who earn millions. So it's very difficult for a young player to join the first teams.
So as we sit here today, no rising star in Greece that you can name? Nobody?
No, I can name someone.
Go on.
It's Konstantelias.
Uh-huh.
Konstantelias is 17 years old, I think.
Where he plays?
He plays in PAOK. Salonikis is the next big thing in football.
What's number? So we can look out for him.
He's a winger.
He's a winger.
Yeah,
Okay.
1v1 is fantastic. His touch is fantastic. He's talented. It's a gift from God,
But despite all the odds, still one player comes through.
Exactly.
Wow. But you can have hundreds.
But you must have a coach to trust you.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
What's the advice you will give to younger players, like from 14 to 18 years old?
That don't put your head down when you have a bad moment. Also take the responsibility when you do a mistake and learn from it, than try to avoid. And also, last but not least, try to get out of your comfort zone, because growth happens only when you get outside of your comfort zone.
I totally agree. I think it's very, very good, very structured. And
That means
very
that
clear.
if the things doesn't go as planned in your country and you have to leave to follow your dream, do it. Have your bag ready and do it.
Sounds great. At what age did you think or you can play professional football? You feel it sometimes. You feel, okay, I can make a career out of this, right?
Yes. I think right now I can feel it.
No? Okay, that's
Right now I can
positive.
feel it. That I will make a big career.
Because you now have all the external factors helping you, and you feel that now you're
Yeah,
ready.
exactly.
Right?
When I came here, I felt that I'm rising right
Mm.
now because I had people to take care of me. So it was a feeling that I hadn't when I was back in Greece. So when I felt that they take care of me and I start rising, I start become better and better, I felt myself, I felt inside me that, yeah, now it's gonna work.
Interesting. Good
I
to hear.
think this is something we've made in the first or second episode about having right people, right coach, right team. It goes for everyone, for 5 years old player or 22 years
Exactly.
old player.
I think I mean, what Timo was saying is spot on. If you read any of the big stars, at some point, somebody somewhere, Messi is the famous one, at Barcelona when he needed the hormone treatment and all that. If he wasn't in that environment, there'd be no Messi. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it was great having you, Timo. I think it was a very valuable, very interesting, most importantly, lesson for all of us and for our audience. We got a great picture about the absolutely different country and the way football goes there. And at the same time, it's so much similar to 90% of the countries and the players.
The sad story is the same. I mean, I always say the beautiful game has brutal side. And Timo shared with us the brutal side. To finish on a positive, say something in Greek to all young Greek players, please, so we can finish on
Like
that
your
one.
message to them.
In Greek
Yes,
or in
Yeah,
in
English?
Greek.
yes,
We'll have to
yes.
learn with you eventually.
We'll add subtitles later.
Okay, let me think 1 second.
Think about
You
it.
forgot Greek.
That's true.
Yeah.
The
Just
last-
a simple sentence or something you want
The
to tell
last
the
time
kids.
I spoke Greek was 4 months ago.
We need more Greek players. That's right.
Also, important note for all the players watching, because Timo is talking about getting out of the comfort zone, taking a risk. Timo, one of the few players who decided to stay during the Christmas holidays to take care of his career, to be always ready, to be physically ready, to have his back, to focus. Because I remember we had a talk with you. I think it's very important. Most of the players, of course, we're all humans. We want to meet our families. Most of the players are still very young, like 18 to 22 years old. Timo decided to stay because he said, I know if I'll go home now, there will be my family who will want to see me for a week, my friends who will want to take me for a week, and I won't be able to train, to focus, and I'll come back. I'll have to get in this as well. So Timo right now could have said, yeah, I spoke Greek like a month ago when I went on a Christmas, but he haven't. He decided to stay, yeah.
That's
So
fair. Did you find your words in Greek?
I'll try. I'm still trying. Okay. Θέλω να πω σε όλους τους Έλληνες που μας βλέπουν αυτή τη στιγμή, μην φοβάστε να παίρνετε ρίσκα, γιατί αν αυτός είναι ο μόνος δρόμος για να σας οδηγήσει στην επιτυχία, τότε κάντε το.
Great.
very inspirational.
Sounds great. You'll have to tell us afterwards. It's been great having you on the show. It's been great having you in our team. We will watch you happily go up in your career.